it can be this annoying to try to become partner at a law firm. It's like getting hazed to join a fraternity or a sorority. Why would anyone want to become partner? I mean, I guess the money. Alright, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, I do spoiler-free movie and TV reviews. Give you a little background, just let you know if I think it's worth checking out or not. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's see if Partner Track raises the bar for Netflix. Get it? I said raise the bar, like the bar exam. Never mind. Alright, so Partner Track is a new Netflix series that's based on a book from the same name by a woman named Helen Wan. Helen Wan is also an attorney, but the book's like not about her life. It's not autobiographical. The book came out back in 2013 and she was part of making this show. So if you're like a big fan of the book, like at least the author was included in the process. The Netflix show was created by Georgia Lee and it stars Arden Cho, who you may know from Teen Wolf. Now I never watched Teen Wolf, but apparently she's the only woman of color on there and they cut her before the last season. Now that's messed up, right? But what's really messed up, they try to get her back for a Teen Wolf film reboot, but they wanted to pay her half of what her white co-stars are making. So yeah, she was like, respectfully, get out of my face. That's good for you, girl. And now she's starring in her own Netflix show. Sometimes you just gotta bet on yourself. All right, plot time. So Partner Track follows a Korean-American woman named Ingrid who works at a fancy New York City law firm where she tries to break the glass ceiling and make partner. Of course, it's super competitive over there, and she has the added pressure of being a woman of color.
Newton's first law of motion. An object at rest stays at rest. It's simple. If you want to accelerate, you need more force. I love laws in physics and in life. So I became a lawyer. The toughest, smartest corporate lawyers do M&A. And a girl like me really needs to stay tough in a city like this. See? Exhibit A.
Then, in typical rom-com fashion, we got the friend group. That's Tyler and Rachel. And they're both trying to make partner, but like in other divisions. So they're not like competing against each other. It's cool. Tyler's a black gay guy who's in a committed relationship and he's just trying to figure his life out. And Rachel's more of like the free-spirited New York City girl. She wants to make partner, but she doesn't really care about that like how Ingrid and Tyler care about it. She doesn't really like being a lawyer. She wants to be a writer. Of course, then Ingrid's gonna need a love interest to really set the rom-com off, but why have one when you can have two, where one is the clear choice, but somehow you know she's gonna choose the other. So can Ingrid break down this glass ceiling, make partner, crash this boys club, or will she come up short no matter how qualified she is? Now we got a series. So what's my take? This is one of the worst shows I've seen in a long time. I don't know how else to put it. There's no shortage in the ways that I could drag this show, but we're not gonna start there. We will start by first uplifting. All right, first, these shows need to be made. At the end of the day, this is a story about a minority trying to make it to the top of the corporate ladder where no one else at the top looks like her. I know someone's gonna watch this show, or probably more likely just a trailer, and be upset that Netflix made a show about how hard it is for minorities to keep up in the corporate world, about how it's 2022 and everyone has the same access to opportunities. I know it's coming, but it's not true. Quick Tate's Take nerd break. Bloomberg Law reported that in 2021, women made up just 25% of partners at major firms. People of color, both men and women, made up 10% of partners at major firms. And women of color made up less than 4% of partners at major firms. 4%. That's out of 100. So yeah, shows like this are highlighting our real issues. So when the trolls get to trolling, just don't feed them. But all those stats and all that data don't give this show the right to be this damn bad. Let me just highlight a few things here. In the beginning of the show, the main character, Ingrid, we find out that 6 years ago, she had a one-night stand, crazy fling at a wedding. She didn't even exchange names with the dude, but somehow she's still stuck on this mystery man. And okay, we've seen it before. Yeah, like those one-night random run-ins and the person's still stuck on them. That's not the weirdest thing in TV history. But somehow, that same guy ends up being the person who transfers to her firm, and now they work on the same team and now they're both competing to get partner. Like, and of course they run into each other in the hallway where he knocks down her stuff, like the papers, out of her hand. You know, like in the movies where they run into each other in the hallway and knock the papers down, but like never happens in real life, but they keep doing it in movies. But you know how these shows go. Like, she's gonna have this mystery man who's in the office and she's competing, but she's still got a little crush on him. But there's gonna be another nice guy in the corner that just wants to take her out and be nice to her and do cool, cute things. But she's gonna be stuck on that mystery man. The problem here is that the nice guy is also a billionaire, literally known as New York City's most eligible bachelor. So we're watching Ingrid, who we're supposed to be rooting for, diss this good guy Nick and keep swooning after this new guy who's not even nice to her. I know they say nice guys finish last, but a nice billionaire? Come on, Netflix. And usually when they have these kind of things in the shows, it's like the nice guy, maybe he has money, that's like Nick. Then like at the end, you know he's gonna like do something wrong or mess up or like cheat on her. The dude just stays nice. And that's one of the biggest problems with the show. The lead is just not that likable. We're supposed to be rooting for this girl, but she makes some of the worst decisions. And then to the friend group. I talked about the friend group earlier. Rachel is her best friend. Rachel is cool. Rachel is the coolest person on the show. No problems with you. Tyler is the best friend, dude version. Tyler is not cool. And honestly, like, this show is very like token. Like, he's the token gay black friend, which normally they're like the comedic relief, the style icons, like they go to them for advice. And maybe this guy was stylish, but that's about it. Just came across just kind of like snobby and annoying. The next thing, and we all love lawyer shows. Suits will always be one of my favorite shows of all time. And this show tries to have that witty lawyer banter, you know, where like everyone has like a quick ass comeback for everything. Do lawyers even be talking like that? Anyway, the problem is in like good lawyer shows, no matter what's happening in the characters' personal lives, you still care about the cases that they're working on. I couldn't tell you what was going on here. I know Ingrid works in mergers and acquisitions, but I just don't know. They're working on the same 2 or 3 boring cases the whole series. I will say though, they tried to get serious with a little racial tension later on in the season. But even then, like, the stakes weren't that high and they could have pushed it just a little more. There's no spoilers here at Taste Take, but I was like, all right, I see what they're trying to do. And that was cool, but it wasn't enough. I'm gonna give Partner Track 2 stars. And you know what's crazy? I hated this show for 9.5 episodes. And just when I knew they were wrapping up, like I was gonna be done with this show forever, they have the nerve to leave me on a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger that I need closure on. There's no way this show gets a second season, but now I'm like, great. You wasted my whole time, and now I'm never gonna know what happened with it. It's no spoilers, but like, I mean, but also don't watch this. But now, what's gonna happen? Maybe it's in the book. They don't have to read. Maybe there's a summary. I digress. High key, if they dropped that cliffhanger in episode 9 and let it unpack in episode 10, this might could have been a 2.5 stars. But they didn't. The writing is cheesy, the acting is not great, and it just feels cheap at sometimes. Like, here's an example. There's a scene where Ingrid is just driving in her car on the open road, and they want to show us, the viewer, that she's feeling good, she wants to speed up. So they show her put her foot on the gas, and she's like zooming through. They just fast forward the car driving through the street. Like, I don't know what kind of student film thing is this. And again, maybe it's just me. I just did not like most of the characters in this show. And I know lawyers aren't supposed to be the funnest people in the planet, but there's no way that they're this stiff in real life. The true irony in all this talk about representation and Netflix is that they just released another show with a woman Korean lawyer, like just now. That show's called Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and it's actually in Korean. It's about a lawyer named Woo Young Woo who has autism spectrum disorder, but she's also like a legal genius. Just right there, it already sounds fire. She memorizes every statute, every law. She's like, I mean, it's kind of like how Suits was good because like Michael was a genius and he like had like that photographic memory. It was like that. But this is even crazier because like she has to manage like the social cues, like just being awkward in the courtrooms. Like she has to work with other people. She's just not the best in social situations. And just for freaking research purposes, I watched the first episode. I just needed to see what I needed to see. In Korean, not even dubbed, like subtitles. I'm reading this episode. It's an hour and 16 minutes. This is a lot of time spent. That one episode alone is light years better than the entire season of Partner Track. So now I gotta finish that show. It's pretty good. But listen, I love a cheesy rom-com dramedy as much as the next guy. And I know y'all do too. But just skip this. If you need your little fix of that genre, just go watch the movie, also on Netflix, Look Both Ways. Now that's a good little cute little movie. That just came out like last week or 2 weeks ago. Surprisingly good. 4 stars. I'll probably do 4 stars on that thing. Anyway, all 10 episodes of Partner Track are available right now, exclusively on Netflix. As always, thanks for checking out Taste Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, have y'all heard of this book? Are you going to watch this show? If you do watch this show, I wonder if I can't be the only person that hates this show. But if you do like the show, tell me why I should reconsider. Let's have a little debate in the court of law so I could object. No, I'm just joking. All thoughts are welcome. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.